Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Supriya here and welcome to my show, The Good Doctor Show. I'm a cosmetologist and a general practitioner. So today we're going to have a very different discussion. We're going to have a discussion on how much, how much is too much when it comes to anti-aging treatments. So we're going to be discussing about that in general and just a brief about what are the anti-aging treatments as well that are available in the market. So as and when you'll come online, you can just drop in a hi, hello to me. It's really nice. Okay, I'm just waiting for people to join in. Of course, I hope all of you have joined in our Ab Chalega, the India Step Challenge is what you are joining, or hashtagging yourselves in Ab Chalega India Challenge. I hope all of you all are a part of it as well, and you all are attempting to win the goodies and the prizes also. So it would be nice if some of the people who join my session, and if I come to know they've joined in and they have won, it would be very nice to know those people as well. So I'm just going to wait for a few people to join in before I start the session. I think there's going to be a long pause. So any one of you all can just drop in a hi, hello to me. Where are you all from? What do you all do? What do you all have? Any queries for me? Hi Meenal, nice to see you. Okay, so just let me start in brief about what are the anti-aging treatments. Okay, so in general, I'm just going to tell you about the anti-aging treatments that are there in the market. As you all know that I am a cosmetologist, so my mind works more towards that side. So, hi Shri Pawan. Okay, so the conversation, of course, I'm just going to tell you about what medical treatments are available, and along with that, you obviously know there are skin treatments which are available for your face. So when you go for anti-aging treatments, now what does anti-aging treatment mean? It does not mean that when you're 45, you it's not like you can't go, but does not mean that. Good evening, Shri Pavan. Hi, okay, nice. I like the people. A lot of people are from Bangalore when they come to the videos. Very nice. Okay, so when it comes to anti-aging treatment, of course, we keep listening to basically a lot of creams are sold as anti-aging. And of course, one of the lectures we can actually discuss about which anti-aging cream should you select, which is also very important to understand. So one that we all know is anti-aging creams. Okay, the other ones I'm going to just tell you what are the treatments protocols that you can have as anti-aging. And again, I'm sorry, I just missed the point. The anti-aging treatments need not begin at the age of 40 or 40 plus. It can always begin at a time of, like, say 30, 35, even at 25. If you start seeing some signs of aging, if you go back and if you start your treatment right, it is a good thing. Okay, so I'm going to tell you which are the few of them. Of course, you must have heard of the treatment called as HIFU. It is high intensity ultra frequency treatment in which they help you pull up all your skin and your wrinkles go away. It's a completely non-invasive treatment. Something similar to HIFU is also a treatment called as Thermage. Both of them are very similar in action, so that is one treatment. You must have heard of the treatment radio frequency. They give radio frequency at different ends of your face to help the particular, the wrinkles to go away. Then, of course, you have Botox and fillers. We've already spoken about Botox and fillers. You have fractional CO2. There are some chemical peels. You obviously have your PRP derma roller, which we always keep speaking about. And last not the least is actually plastic surgery. Okay. So these are the basic treatments that you have in terms of this anti-aging treatments per se, if you have to say. Now, when do you think it is too much? Okay, like as a doctor, I'm going to tell you when it's too much, but I today want to have a very interactive session where I want to know, where do you think it becomes too much? For people who joining in later, I would be repeating some part of it again, so that is there. So anybody has any answers towards what do you think is too much of the treatment or something of that kind? No answers. I want to have one very interactive session with you all, like bombard questions, and then I will bombard back. Like we can just have a question answer round. Okay, so let me just start with when does it become too much? It becomes too much when your expectations are also too much. Okay, so you are, say, something like me, okay, and then I go to a doctor and I claim, oh, I want to be like Deepika Padukone, okay, that kind of an expectation, okay, or not Deepika Padukone, like she's probably the same age as me, or probably somebody like Alia Bhatt, okay. Now she is way younger than me, okay. So when I go to a doctor and when I claim that I want to be as young as that person, and that is when it becomes too much of anti-aging thought also, because it is unrealistic. You can't have unrealistic expectations when you go for an anti-aging treatment. You need to know, if you start early in your life, it is very much possible that you can get into good anti-aging treatments. But if you have started later in your life, then getting into an anti-aging and then wanting to become, say, 10 and 20 years younger is going to be a problem, okay. Then, as I'm saying, it's a drastic change, okay. Somebody who is as plump as me wants to suddenly become as thin as an Alia Bhatt chick. It is not possible. It should not be possible. And that's when you overdo it, or your doctor overdoes it. And that becomes too much for your body to take in and becomes even a bigger problem than what you started off with. So keep your expectations extremely realistic. That is one thing one must remember for not doing too much of anti-aging treatment, okay. Then, I see a lot of people who are actually people. Rakhi Sawant, okay, is the biggest example of plastic surgery gone terribly wrong. Okay, so she is, I don't know if there are fans out there who are Rakhi Sawant fans. Of course, she's extremely entertaining and she's always fun to watch. But if you see her original to what she's done now, her entire face is completely changed. Of course, some part of it changing is a different story. Like you have people like Shilpa Shetty who done obviously a nose job. You have people like, we know that some other actresses have also done nose jobs. I think Priyanka Chopra has done a beautiful plastic surgery come alternatives of, anti-aging treatment where she's not looking as old. And those kind of treatments which are subtle and neat are good, okay. Having something which is too demanding in itself is going to cause a problem for you and for the doctor. The doctor is going to agree to whatever the client wants because your expectations are what the doctor wants to fulfill. And that's when it becomes a problem with the anti-aging part of it. Like when you are like at a 15 wanting to look 35, you would resort to something like plastic surgery or extremely heavy peels or continuous HIFU treatment. So these are going to cause a problem. Ultimately, if you do such a kind of a treatment and overdo a treatment, it is going to cause a problem. So make it a point that your doctor you should obviously choose a good you should always choose a good doctor. Your doctor must know what it's must know what the procedures are about, what procedure has to be done on you. The doctor should not agree to everything you're saying, and the doctor must explain to you that if you overdo a certain treatment, what is going to be the problem. It is very important to understand that as well. So it is too much of wanting to change drastically is going to be a problem. Of course, if someone's doing it in a smaller, shorter period, it's going to be a bigger problem because some certain thing requires, say, like if it requires 15 days of downtime or it requires you not doing anything for 15 days, and that is the case, you should not be doing anything for 15 days. If some treatment is required to be done once in 6 months, you should not be doing it more than once in 6 months, because that's what the problem starts to happen. You overdo a particular procedure. I know of clients who basically run between doctors, between 2 or 3 doctors, and they will start overdoing it, because one certain doctor will be like, no, you can't do it over and over again. Then they will go to another doctor and lie to the other doctor, and then to the other doctor, and then they become a mess. It becomes a mess of their face. It becomes a mess of the entire look of their face. Some things like chemical treatments, like chemical peels, if they're not done right by the doctor, and if you don't follow the procedure, whatever has been asked of you after the treatment, what can happen is that you could get something like burns. It could be like a post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation that can happen, and you could become darker than where you started off from. So that also becomes a bigger problem, because now you've overdone it. Your doctor has to take care to underplay. Always, if your doctor is saying that I'm going to underplay it, is much better than overplaying it, because overplaying always has a problem. Okay? Okay. So I see a lot more people have joined in now, and I'm just in brief going to just explain what I just spoke all this while. So I'm going to welcome all again. I think I do have a lot new people who have joined in also. So thank you so much for joining my show. And I'm Dr. Supriya, and I'm just going to tell you in brief as to what, right now I'm going to just tell you what are the brief treatments that are available in the market, which are for anti-aging right now. So one, we know, are the creams. Okay, retinol based creams are the most common ones which are available. Okay, I'm going to speak about what bad is of the retinol and the steroidal cream as well. The second, as I told you, is a treatment called as HIFU or Thermage. Both of them are very similar. The two different treatments. One is HIFU, one is Thermage. They basically work on the ultrasound part of the breaking the bonds of the fat and then dissolving the fat. Hi Vijay. Then you have the fractional CO2 lasers, then you have fillers, you have Botox, you have some chemical peels, you have treatments like PRP and derma roller, derma pen as well. Okay, so that is what it is about. Yeah, and last but not the least is what do you call that, is the plastic surgery which is available. So plastic surgery is one thing that we have to consider being too much of a problem in case if it's not done right, or in case the expectations are too much. As I've explained already, what are the major issues that you can have is expecting too much. A person who's 30, who is 40, 45 cannot expect to look like Alia Bhatt. So one must take that into account. You can't have drastic changes. You can't have unrealistic expectations. Then you cannot have like something which is supposed to take a certain period of time. If it's done over too much of it is going to create a problem, and that's when the problem starts to happen. Your skin starts to deteriorate in a worse form, because if it's done over, like for example, if HIFU is done for more than, say, if it's done within 3 months, again, it's going to create a problem, because it's going to lose out. It's going to now become a very saggy skin from the tight skin that is supposed to, because it is a collagen synthesizing treatment, and if you don't give it enough time, it's going to have a problem. Okay, Meenal is always getting very good questions for me. So for me, it's the genes. So she's lucky and she is looking young as always. That's a very good thing. Doctor, only one treatment at a time or multiple for the face? So it is not about, I generally feel it is not one treatment for the face, because many a times what we end up doing is, for example, if someone has come to me who wants anti-aging and who is fat also, there would be two components of that particular face. One component would be that there is fat and that fat needs to be dissolved, and the other component would be that the fat which has been dissolved, the skin is going to sag, and now the skin which is sagging needs tightening. In such cases, I would involve two treatments, but you can't do two treatments together generally. It is done in different times and not done together. So, but yeah, for face, actually multiple treatment helps because you can see the face becoming different. Like as your genes are to look younger, so your collagen synthesis also is much better than other people. But say for a person who is another lady, for example, who would actually have very low collagen synthesis and requires collagen synthesis along with tightening of the skin, so they would require multiple treatments. Some of them would involve chemical peels along with derma rollers. Some of them would just require HIFU and nothing else. So it depends on what kind of skin you are in. That is one thing that I have understood from the practice. So that is what it is. Okay. I want to speak about creams. Okay. Now I know of a lot of people who end up using a lot of anti-aging creams. Okay. The biggest name that I've always heard is Olay. I have heard this name like big amount of time. So I know of a lot of people using a toner as a anti-aging treatment. So I must speak about these two things which people overdo, because this is at the base of their house and this does not involve any doctor, this does not involve any treatment protocols, this does not involve anything that they need to know. They just have to go and buy it out. So so for creams, so creams are two types, generally two types is what I'm just, or the component which are two very important are one is retinols. So retinols, yes, it does act beautifully on your skin, but if your doctor has asked you to stop, say after a month or 2 months, you need to stop it. Your doctor might even ask you to use very little amount of it. But I have seen people believing that, oh, you know what, the effect is very good, I'm going to use more amount of it. That is not good. That is going to create another problem for your skin. The second is steroids. Some amount of steroids are put into most of the creams. You should refrain from using creams if you don't know what they do. If your doctor has not prescribed it to you, don't attempt to use it. If you can actually go back and read if a particular ingredient of that is actually a steroid, tend not to use it. Like go tell your doctor back that I don't want to use anything with steroids, okay? Because I'll tell you what happens with steroids is that yes, your skin looks beautiful, it looks amazing, it has a very good shine. The steroid has the effect. It does reduce your wrinkles to some amount, but in the end of the day, when you stop using those particular steroidal creams, your skin is eventually going to be thinned out. Your skin is eventually going to be a thinner version of yours. It's going to be very thin in nature, and that is eventually going to cause even bigger problems than what you started off with. So your skin suddenly, when you stop using those anti-aging creams, are going to look even older. You're going to look even older. So the best anti-aging cream per se that you can use at home would be something that should contain some very small amount of retinol for a very short amount of time, as and when your doctor states. You can start with vitamin C serums. They are very helpful for your skin. As I always say, sunscreen plays like a major role in anti-aging. But it does not mean... So those are chemical sunscreens when I talk about 30 SPF. Of course, if you don't have an option, you should always use a sunscreen. But if you can do a physical protection to your face, it's a much better option. Out of the two, if I have to choose between sunscreen and a physical protection, physically protecting my skin is a much better option over a sunscreen. This should be your thing. Then you should not overuse any kind of creams. Any cream that you tend to use, you should never overuse them. You should always give a break. So of course you also, and me also, as when we were like studying, of course we were very fond of certain creams. Like I think as a kid I have used Nomarks left, right and center, and you would realize that the moment you stop the cream, your skin becomes even worse than where you started off from, and that's a major problem. So you should always use small quantity or enough quantity for obviously spreading across your entire face. Post that, you should at least, as I tell you about supplements or multivitamins, you should take a break. You should take a break of, say, roundabout, if you are in a year, if you want to use it all around the year, you should use it for like say 3 months, take a break, use it for 3 months, take a break, use it for 3 months, take a break. The moment your skin starts getting used to these products, it does not try to even help its skin out. It does not even try to produce melanin to help your skin out, or it does not try to protect your skin anymore. And then your aging process even worsens than where you started off from, okay? So how much is too much when it comes to anti-aging is not overdoing. Not overdoing any treatment as well, okay? So I'll tell, like, for example, if someone has to come to me for PRP treatment, initially there are 4 sessions, but after that you tell the client that, you come once in 2 months, or come once in 3 months. The client need not come once in every month if it's not required immediately, okay? So you need to understand that if your doctor is stating you can come once in 2 months, don't try to push it and be like, abhi karo, like, or do it too much or something. Of course, that does not happen because your doctor can obviously say no to you, कि नहीं करना है आपने अभी, and you would listen to the payment or whatever the thing is that you would say no to it. But home-based stuffs like using creams and using some form of peels also for your face that you're not aware of, you have to take breaks from it. It's a compulsion. You should get back. You should be an informed consumer. When a cream is written on for you, get back, read about the cream a little bit, see the ingredient. Parabens is another worst thing that you can do for skin treatments, and we tend to overuse it in case of anti-aging treatments. So don't go out for any drastic effect. I don't know how to spell this name. Atmika. Okay. I have a lot of acne. Any home remedy? Okay. Today's discussion is about anti-aging, but for acne, you obviously acne. We do have a topic which we're going to be discussing, I think, next week about acne. But just to give you a brief, the one thing about acne is making it a point that you find out if you have any form of hormonal problem. And second is start eating a good food diet and working out, sleep, and water. Do so much and your skin should start clearing off. And if it does not, of course, you need some treatment, but that would be a part of it. So we can discuss it when we are discussing acne. But as of right now, sleep well, drink enough water in the day, work out. That is very important. Okay. So I hope I have explained as much as I could about how much is too much in anti-aging treatments. The major problem, again, I'm saying does not come from the doctor's end. Of course, unrealistic expectations. But the major problem comes when you use things at home, and these are chemical agents you use at home. Of course, your doctor is going to prescribe a cream for you and is going to ask you to use a cream. But do not overuse the cream. If the cream has been asked to stop after certain nights, please stop those creams, especially your steroidal creams. Your doctor is going to ask you to use it for a couple of days, but stop it after some times. But okay, Sukumar, I'm currently running maximum 21K, would like to go for. So Sukumar, we do have marathon sessions. There's Mr. Parvez who takes special sessions on marathon running. He's, I think, at 8 o'clock in the morning. I think you can attend his session for running, and he does a lot of marathon running classes. So I think you should look into that. I'm sorry, I'm not into it, so I can't help you out. Okay, so this is it when it comes to anti-aging treatments. Sadly, I don't know what my topic is for tomorrow. I should, but yeah, that'll be a very nice topic again tomorrow as well. So I hope to see you all tomorrow. And is there anybody else who has any other queries for me? Okay. So I'm pretty much done, I think, today for this topic. And I shall see you all tomorrow at 5 o'clock, same time. And thank you so much for your time. Is there anybody who has any questions for me? Do you want me to repeat? Yes, no, what should I do? So there's a not a lot, like in anti-aging treatments per se. The too much part comes when you use too much amount of creams or too much amount of home-based treatments, because even anti-aging treatments involves a lot of capsules that people eat, like collagen capsules, and all these things are also eaten. That also becomes a problem. So rose water, I think it helps the skin soften. I think it helps the skin get a little softer, and I do believe that rose water does have some medical properties, and of course, I know many people use it, and I know they put it in the eyes and ear and everywhere, and they feel very refreshed. So of course, I think good quality rose water does help, but how it helps, I don't know. Okay, so. Yeah, so I was talking about creams, I was talking about tablets. A lot of people are either falsely told or something that you should eat some anti-aging tablets. Anti-aging tablets per se do not work as much. Of course, they might work for some amount of time, but they don't work that well. So one needs to take that into account and understand that you can't over consume some things as well. Even if it's an Ayurvedic based thing, anything in excess is going to cause a problem. Even if they say there's no side effects, I always give people the example of garlic and ginger. Garlic and ginger have the maximum amount of medicinal properties, and something like turmeric has the maximum amount of medical properties. But even these, when taken in excess amount, can cause a lot of problem in your digestive system. So anything which is done in excess is going to have a problem. You need to take that into consideration. So keep that in mind. And I think I want to just take your leave right now. Thank you so much for spending your time and taking out your time and watching the show. I'm genuinely grateful to y'all, and thank you so much for your time. So, and with GOQii, be the force. So take care and bye.